Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to Project 4 Mil Video 2. We'll be getting into it in about 10 seconds. Alright guys, unfortunately I don't have anything solid to show you in this video because I haven't received any of these parts in the mail yet. But I did order some new top end stuff. I basically decided the route that I'm going to be going, that's what I want to disclose with you today. I know you guys have been waiting for that stuff. Now before I get into it, please remember to give me a thumbs up if you enjoy this content and hit that subscribe button if you want to see more stuff like this. I also appreciate your guys' comments. If there's any suggestions you have for me, I'm always open to that kind of stuff. Alright, without further ado, I'm going to head over to the computer and show you the stuff that I got. Alright guys, so we're here on the computer and we might as well just jump right into it. I have my eBay purchase history open and this is the top end kit we're going to be going with. Now I talked to a couple different places and I looked at a couple different kits, but I think that this was the best and most cost effective route for me to go. I didn't go with the cheapest kit, I didn't go with the most expensive kit. But this kit I think will be the best, and Driveline Performance is going to be helping me out. So I decided to go with them. Really happy with this, and I'm going to go over the reasons I chose this kit. It wasn't just because of price. So we'll start off right here. You can see they have the description here. It is a 421cc kit, which is a little larger than I originally wanted to go. They actually have a 392 kit from Driveline, which I would have liked to use, but this 421 kit is made for a long rod crankshaft, which I coincidentally purchased from them previously, which was nice that I'm going to be getting everything from the same place. So I would have gotten the lower CC because I really don't need all that power. I'm not trying to do, I don't want to build something where I need all these crazy supporting mods and I have to modify the transmission and modify other things in order to make it so that it doesn't fall apart. And it's going to be borderline, really, for the amount of power that this one, the setup that I did choose, is going to make. So you can see here, it's a 68 millimeter big bore kit. They make these cylinders themselves, or they modify them themselves so that they're really only available from them. You can see it says right on the screen, these are not Athena cylinders or any other manufacturer cylinders that are currently on the market. So these are Driveline Performance Assassin cylinders. They're stock appearing, which I like, and they're made for the 115 millimeter long rod, which I like. That's another reason I chose these. And they also are ported for low end and mid power. You can see they have that right here, which is exactly what I want because I'm going to be building this squad for trail riding and not really a top end drag quad like most Banshees really are made. So you can see here, they're Nickel plated cylinders. That's another reason I went with these. And Millennium Technologies does the plating. I'm familiar with them. They do great work. Comes with the two pistons. They're blaster style pistons, water jacket plugs, the base gasket, and head studs. So all that stuff is good. And the price point wasn't bad at $7.99 for everything that you get. I think that's a good kit. Really like that these are Nickel coated cylinders as opposed to sleeves. And I'm going to show you some of the other kits that I considered and why I didn't go with them. And none of these, I don't think any of these are really bad choices. There's just certain kits and there's different ways you can achieve a 4 mil Banshee, like I said in my last video. And I don't even know all of them. I'm still learning. And as I'm doing my research, I'm learning more and more, and hopefully I can pass that on to you guys if you decide to do a build like this. Now, this kit here from BP Racing is a very inclusive kit, and I was very close to going with this one because, it's pretty cost effective. This one comes with the cool head, whereas the Driveline Performance one doesn't. So they're pretty comparable in price. This is $950 shipped. The other one was $820 about with shipping. Plus, you have to add about another $250 for the cool head. So the Driveline Performance one is a little bit more expensive than this. And these are big bore cylinders as well, and they're also ported, which I like because porting is expensive. And the reason I went with getting cylinders as opposed to porting the current cylinders that I have is because for a good port job, it's gonna run me several hundred dollars, and on top of that, they're not even big bore cylinders. So I'd have to report those cylinders because they're ported for a stock length crankshaft. you need to do new porting for 115 millimeter crankshaft. I shouldn't say you need to, but you should. It's not going to run right. It's not going to run at optimal performance if it's not ported for the long rod. So these here are made for the long rod, which was nice. And the reason that I didn't go with this kit is because these cylinders are not Nicocil coated, or at least they don't make that known in the description, but they don't look like Nicocil coated cylinders. You can see it looks like there are sleeves. Let me open this up here. In here, which is similar to how the stock cylinders are made. And these can be rebored. Not really saying anything bad about that. I just think that the Nicocil cylinders last longer, and it's a more updated technology. So that was the big reason I didn't want to go with this kit, even though, like I said, I do think this is still a good kit. And then there was another route I was looking at. Now this one's very cost effective. This is the Athena kit. You can see it is $689.59 shipped, and this comes with a head as well. So this is way more cost effective than the other two kits. And I think this is a good kit also. There's really good reviews on this. I think this has probably outsold both of the other kits just because Athena is such a big name. And I like that it's very stealth looking too. It's got the stealth head. And, you know, these cylinders, if I painted these black, it would almost look like a stock motor, which I think is really cool. The reason I didn't go with this is because this is a 392 kit, which I liked with a little bit of a smaller CC. But it's made for a stock length crankshaft. Now it says in the title here plus 4 millimeters, so I'm thinking 4 mil. And it's plus 4 millimeters for the cylinder size. So 64 millimeters is your stock size. These are 68 millimeters. So that's where the plus 4 comes from. It is made for a stock crank, and it says it in here somewhere. They clear that up. And I did check with Athena. I looked at their website to see what they offer, and it looks like they don't offer a kit similar to this with cylinders that are made for the 4 mil Banshee, because I would have considered that. I mean, considering the price point here, I imagine it would be similar if they did have a 4 mil kit, but I didn't see that offered. Now, I could have gone with this kit and got different domes or had these domes cut to accept the 4 mil long rod, but then I have to deal with porting because these cylinders are ported for a regular long rod, or a regular rod, not the long rod. So I would have had to buy these cylinders and then get the cylinders ported again for the 4 mil. So it just didn't make sense. It probably would have ended up being even more expensive than either of the other kits. So that's why I ruled this one out. And last but not least, this kit is badass. I mean, this is probably the best kit that I could have gotten. And you can see the price reflects that. It's $1,400 shipped. But, you know, this is an awesome kit. This is a Cheetah Cub cylinder. Really, really nice kit. I'm sure that this is an amazing product. It's just that it's just a little bit out of my budget. And also, I think this kit would have made more power. You know, I'm not really sure, but this would probably been close to, you know, like playing with 90 horsepower. And then you're talking about getting, you know, more supporting mods that are needed. Not saying that I shouldn't put the supporting mods on with the kit that I did buy, but this was just out of the budget for now, so I decided not to go with this kit. Now on to the head that I purchased and why. This is the Chariot cool head. Now I like the Chariot cool head for a couple reasons. First off, the price point is there. It's basically $180 because they charge $775 for shipping. So you're looking at just under $180 shipped. Now, I like Chariot performance. I have the clutch basket in the Banshee is Chariot performance, and I thought that was super premium quality. I really, really like that. And you know, that's the main reason I went with Chariot is because of the previous experience I've had with them. I really like their parts, but also because of just the build design of this. I don't like ridges and deep grooves and things like that, especially on motor parts, because they catch mud, grease, and just grit and grime. This is a nice smooth design. There's no ribs on the outside. There's not sunken bolt holes that are going to get caked with mud and things like that. And I really like that. It's just a clean look. It'll be easy if I want to polish it. And, you know, that's a big thing for me. The other thing I like about this is that it's a one-piece design, if you don't include the domes. A lot of other heads are 2- or 3-piece designs that have to be built and put together, including the Trinity head that I'm going to be selling, which is the head that was on the Banshee previously. They are more prone to leaks. So these one-piece designs are supposed to be superior. Now, it does say that on here. Now, granted, it's coming from Chariot, so they're going to say everything they can to persuade you to buy it. But you can see here, our one-piece design gives the most strength of any design. Water flow, design forces coolant around the exhaust port, unlike Pro design heads, custom chrome, blah, blah, blah. Heavier walls, the dome retention. Where is it in here? I think they do say in here, one-piece design eliminates common compression leaking problem associated with two-piece heads. So that was a big reason why I went with the Chariot head. So that should be nice. It accepts most domes, just like a Pro design head or like Vito's. So that's why I went with Chariot. These here are the domes that I'm going to be buying, or I already purchased actually. Now I didn't actually get, this says 21cc, 9 degree. I'm actually going to be getting 24cc. And I did purchase 21cc, but I was in contact with Driveline Performance. I told them, I was looking for more of a pump gas Banshee. So they asked where I would be riding, and they recommended the 24cc domes. So that's what they're going to be sending, as opposed to these 21cc domes. But it sounds like the way that these are built might be a little bit better than some other dome designs. Where does it say? Our domes are not undercut on outer steps. We have seen domes that are undercut, cracked with higher compression engines because the material was just too thin from being undercut. So that kind of pushed me towards getting the driveline heads. Plus, I'm getting the driveline kit, so I'd like to get the head to match the kit. Should work out really nicely. All right, so those are all the new parts that I have ordered. Unfortunately, I don't have the parts yet. They're in the mail. I have the tracking number. It won't be long till they're here, so we'll be checking that stuff out soon. Cannot wait for that stuff to come. Seriously. So unfortunately, I can't show it to you right now, but those parts are ordered, and I will show you some other things that I'm looking at possibly buying. So when I was going back and forth with Driveline Performance, they want to know what kind of exhaust I was going to be running, and they recommended this SLP Performance exhaust, which I've never heard of before, but they showed me a couple torque and power curves and some dyno runs that they did, and they told me that for a trail riding quad, the SLP pipes would be the best for me, and they're very cost effective at $580 for a full system. That's a lot cheaper than most big name exhaust companies. If you go with Shearer or Toomey, you're probably looking at over $600 easily, which is where these are at. So currently, I'm waiting to hear back from this company to see if they'll work with me a little bit. And we'll see if I can get a new set of pipes on there. If not, the FMFs will work, and then later down the road, when it's in the budget, we can get a better set of pipes. And also, guys, I wanted to mention that I did speak with Redline Racing, which was recommended by a number of you guys. And I checked their website out, I did some research on them, and I called them and talked with Cameron for probably about 20 minutes, and they are definitely no joke. These guys know what they're talking about, and I would have loved to go on with them, but it just was not in the budget. And if you guys are interested in checking them out, this is their website right here. It's redlineracing.biz. Like I said, these guys definitely know what they're talking about. Cameron pushed me in a direction. I was there's so many different options for building a Banshee motor. I really wasn't sure which way to go, but he kind of pushed me in a direction and really got the ball rolling. So thank you for that, Cameron. And hopefully in the future I can do business with them. It just wasn't in the budget for me at the time. Driveline Performance is really hooking me up. So I'm going to stick with them. We'll build it that way, see how that turns out, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be awesome. Now, I know you guys are dying to see what all this stuff costs, so I did make a small spreadsheet here with all of the costs that I have so far. We have the Driveline Performance 115mm crank. I showed that in the last Banshee video. That's already here. I had ordered that previously. That was about $430. The 28mm carbs were $314. The top end kit that I was showing you today is $820.85. Now keep in mind these are all shipped prices. The Chariot cool head shell, $176.75. 24cc dome, $61.45. Total parts is $1,803, and I don't have the gaskets yet. There are some small odds and ends that I'm still going to be purchasing. I'm also tinkering around with the idea of getting a lockout clutch because we're probably going to be pushing 80 plus horsepower with this build, and I'm afraid that the clutch might start slipping. So, it's crazy when you build stuff like this. It's like the price just keeps going higher and higher and higher, and you don't want to cheap out and do a half build, and then other parts start failing, or you're not getting all the power to the ground. It's all a part of it. A lot of you guys are recommending an extended swing arm too. I get that because I'm probably going to be pulling wheelies and spinning the back tires like all the time, but it's still going to be a badass build, and I might do the extended swing arm. We'll take it as it comes, one thing at a time. We'll see. We'll add something else until it's, a bike that's right there and just the way I want it to be. Now, keep in mind too, guys, all these prices are the listed prices for these parts. I'm fortunate enough that I was able to get some help, and Driveline Performance has helped me out. And some of these other parts, I waited specifically on eBay for 15% off coupons, and that helped out a lot too, especially when you're paying this kind of money. 15% can add up. So this would be the price. Now over here, if you guys are wondering what this is stuff that I'm going to be selling from the Banshee. So these are the ported OEM cylinders. I'm not really sure what I can get for them. I'm probably going to put them up for $250. I think that's a reasonable price, as they're good cylinders and they have a really nice port job on them. And I was looking on eBay. It looks like most of them are around $350, $400, but that could be wishful thinking. Just because they're for sale for that price doesn't mean they're selling for that price. So I'm thinking like $250 for the cylinders. The ported Chinese cylinders, I found out that those cylinders are actually not that bad. It's the rest of the stuff in the kit. The pistons are pretty cheap, and the wrist pins especially are very cheap. But the cylinders really aren't bad. And they're ported and polished very mildly, cleaned up. And I think those cylinders could be run again actually at no problem. And believe it or not, when I talked to Redline Racing, they said that I could send those Chinese cylinders to them and they would port them. They're really not that bad. So be that as it may, those kits are still cheap kits. You can usually get them for around $150. I've seen them even cheaper than that recently, but I figure I can get about $100 for those. The Stage 4 head, that's still in good shape. I figure I can get $100 for that. It'll need new domes, but otherwise, we're looking at about $450 that I can knock off my tab for this build. All right, guys, so that is it for today. I apologize that I don't have anything physical to show you guys. It'd be really cool to show you the parts, but everything's in the mail. I have the tracking numbers. The stuff is shipped out. That'll be coming soon, but I at least wanted to give you an update, let you know what's going on, let you know what's coming, because I know you guys are dying to see what's going to be coming in the future. And it's crazy if you guys, I'm sure you guys follow it. Some of the other guys out there are building 4-mil Banshees. South Texas Banshee has a 421 build going on right now. It's kind of crazy. It was coincidence. It wasn't, one of those things where it's like, oh, they're going to be building 4-mils. I'm going to build a 4-mil. It just happened that way. But it's nice because, I can be slow to put up content. So when you guys are waiting around, check out his stuff. And, yeah, guys, so I'm really excited about this build. I appreciate all you guys watching. Please give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this content. If you guys have any more suggestions for me on this build, make sure to comment below. I'm open to a lot of suggestions with this stuff. Keep in mind, guys, I'm not a professional builder. I'm not a mechanic. I'm kind of learning day by day, learning about this stuff with you guys too. So a lot of you guys have been helping me out a lot. Some of you guys on Facebook have been sending me messages, pointing me in the right direction, and I really do appreciate that, guys. It's been helping me out a lot. Now, one thing I did want to mention, you guys have been sending me so much stuff on Instagram, and I really appreciate that. You guys are sending awesome content. I love seeing your guys' projects and your pictures. Unfortunately, it's become, it's getting to a volume that I can't possibly post everybody's quad. If I did, I'd have to make like 15 to 20 posts a day. And even then, I might not be able to catch up. And what I noticed is happening is my messages in my inbox are disappearing. I don't know if they expire through Instagram or what, but, I hate that because, I'm missing out on some of the messages that you guys are sending me. I hate to do that, but most likely what I'm going to have to start doing is going through and selecting at random the quads that I'm going to be posting up. And I apologize for the people that I don't get back to. It's just not possible. So I'm going to try to get to as many as I possibly can. I appreciate y'all sending them in. Keep sending them in. If you send it in and you didn't hear back from me, send it again. I might get to you. Keep in mind, it does usually take, right now, it takes about 3 weeks for me to get to a message. So if you sent me something today, it's probably going to take me 3 weeks until I get it up. It's just really backed up, guys. But like I said, I appreciate that, and that's, that's great. I'm over 3,000 followers now. You guys are awesome for all you guys follow me over there. If you haven't already, check me out. It's Michael Sabo 350 on Instagram, basically posting up your guys' rides, and a lot of you guys have projects and builds. I post up the builds too. There's some really cool stuff on there. just to give you guys some content when I'm not posting videos. And then plus, I like to put up little updates of what's going on in the shop just to keep you so you guys aren't in the dark, because I know that sucks. But that's going to be all for this one, guys. Please remember to comment, like, and subscribe. I appreciate all your comments and everything. Check out my Instagram page. Remember to stay tuned. I'm going to be getting those parts in the mail and going over that stuff as soon as it gets here. Really excited for that. And until then, guys, enjoy your week, and I'll see you in the next one.